a single piece of wood burning quietly in a fireplace. And what if the very thing that could end your life was also the one gift humanity needed to survive? At the crossroads of destiny and defiance stand two unforgettable figures, a prince and a god. One was fated to die by fire, the other punished for stealing it. These aren't your simple monster of the week myths. These are stories about choice. Stories that ask, do you accept the path carved out for you, or do you fight back, no matter the cost? Today we explore the legends of Prometheus and Meleager, two of the earliest beings in mythology to challenge destiny itself, and what their rebellion reveals about the human spirit. Our first story takes us to the dawn of the world, in the shadow of Mount Olympus, where humanity had only just been created and was barely surviving. In some versions, it was the Titan Prometheus who shaped the first humans from clay. But these early people were hopelessly fragile, shivering in caves, powerless against the cold, the darkness, and the dangers of a world ruled by gods and monsters. Prometheus, whose name means forethinker, saw their suffering, and it moved him. He looked to Olympus and saw exactly what they were missing: fire. But fire was a divine privilege. Zeus guarded it jealously. Giving it to humans, he feared, would make them too powerful, too confident, and worst of all, less dependent on him. Prometheus made his choice. His first act of rebellion wasn't a strike of lightning, it was a prank. During a sacred feast where gods and men divided sacrifices, he butchered an ox and made two piles. One pile hid all the good meat beneath a disgusting stomach lining. The other was just bones, disguised beneath gleaming fat. Zeus chose the shiny fat, and unknowingly selected the bones. The result? Humans would forever keep the meat, while the gods received the scraps. Zeus was humiliated, furious. He declared humanity would never receive fire, but Prometheus refused to accept that. He climbed to Olympus, slipped into the forge of Hephaestus, and stole a burning ember. He hid it inside the hollow stalk of a fennel plant and carried it down to earth, carrying the future of humanity in his hands. When he placed that spark into human hands, everything changed. For the first time, they had warmth, light, cooked food, tools, protection. Fire became technology, knowledge, art, the spark of civilization itself. But Zeus saw the fires burning across the world, and his rage was absolute. Prometheus was taken to the Caucasus Mountains, chained to a rock with unbreakable bonds. Every day, an eagle swooped down to feast on his liver. Every night, it grew back. For centuries, he suffered, all because he loved humanity too much to let them freeze in the dark. While Prometheus battled on a cosmic scale, our next story is deeply personal. The tragic fight of a single man against a prophecy woven into his very existence. This is the story of Meleager, Prince of Calydon. At his birth, his mother Althea held him gently when the three fates appeared. Two promised he would grow to be brave and noble. But the third, Atropos, the cutter of life's thread, pointed to a log burning in the fireplace. She declared he would live only as long as that log remained unburned. In terror, Althea snatched the log from the fire, extinguished it, and locked it away. She believed she had beaten destiny. Meleager grew into the hero the first two fates promised. But trouble came when his father forgot to honor Artemis in a sacrifice. Insulted, Artemis unleashed the monstrous Caledonian boar, a creature the size of a bull with tusks like swords and bristles like daggers. It devastated the land. Meleager gathered the greatest heroes of Greece for the hunt: Theseus, Jason, and among them, the fierce huntress Atalanta. Meleager admired her skill and insisted she join, angering the other men, especially his uncles. The hunt was brutal. Heroes fell. Atalanta struck the first wound. Meleager delivered the final blow. As leader, he awarded the boar's hide to Atalanta, honoring her skill and his love. His uncles were outraged at a woman receiving the prize. Their anger turned to violence, and in a moment of fury, Meleager killed them both. When Althea learned her brothers were dead, grief consumed her, then hardened into vengeance. With shaking hands, she opened the old chest, pulled out the log tied to her son's life, and, in agony, threw it into the fire. Far away, Meleager collapsed. A burning pain consumed him from within. No flames touched him, but the prophecy did. As the log turned to ash, so did he. Althea, crushed by guilt, ended her own life, and the royal house of Caledon fell. Both stories end in tragedy, yet both reveal humanity's oldest struggle: the desire to break the limits placed on us. Prometheus defied the gods for the sake of all humanity, a selfless rebellion. His suffering became the eternal price of knowledge and freedom. Meleager's defiance was intimate, emotional, and personal. His mother fought fate to protect him. He fought tradition to honor Atalanta. Yet every act of rebellion pulled him closer to the very destiny he hoped to escape. These tales remind us that the battle against fate, against our weaknesses, limits, and expectations, is as old as storytelling. Prometheus gave humanity the fire to forge destiny. Meleager was consumed by a fire tied to his own fate. And both leave us with the same haunting question: do we shape our destiny, or does destiny shape us? What other mythological heroes defied their fate? Share their stories in the comments below. And if you love exploring ancient myths, hidden histories, and the big questions they raise, make sure to subscribe and ring the bell for more.